Welcome to the Obesity Medicine Podcast with your host, Dr. Matea Rentia, board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine. Here, we talk about a path to metabolic health, and we have real conversations about chronic weight management and living a full life. Just a reminder, I am a physician, but I'm not your physician. So everything that's on this podcast is for informational purposes, but please go talk to your doctor about what's right for you. There is no medical advice being given on this podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. For the first time ever in 5-6 years of having a podcast, I did not get an episode out when it would have gone out however many months ago here, started to also do this Friday short segment in addition to the Monday episode. And to be honest, it just slipped my mind. If you might have seen last Friday, no episode went up. Typically this never happens, but it was the perfect storm where I had a lot of conferences. I myself, usually toward the end of the year, there's just a lot of continuing medical education that you're doing. I don't know why, it's just people offer a lot of stuff this time of year. I think it's because some people are not doing the continuing medical education all year. There was another program that I had started with someone where we're helping women physicians. So everything was at the same time. And I was having some weeks where I've just never been that busy. The thing that I realized out of this is that I was sensing that things were getting way too busy. And when you are in those scenarios, you have to pick health first. When this was all going on, sometimes the dishes would be piling up. Sometimes different things would be happening, but I was not willing to sacrifice during that time me getting the nutrition that I needed, me doing the walk in the morning, me hydrating. You need to pick your own health first. So yes, something like an episode on the podcast didn't go out, but that was a necessary consequence of what my schedule was looking like, but I had to pick health first. So I want to encourage all of you, if you're going through a really busy season, I feel like as we're in the holiday time, things like that, people are just pulled in 900 directions. That's fine, but at some point you reach capacity. And when that point is reached, you have to decide what your priorities are. And for me, I'm always going to put at the top of the list my health and family. That's just always what it's going to get back to. For you, when you're noticing I'm overworking, overdoing it, over giving to all these people, at what point is it a sacrifice to your own detriment? And at what point do you need to take back some of that control and do things differently? For me, the tripwire is always, I'm going to be honest, it's when I overwork, I'll get like sciatica or back pain or something physical will happen. So my body at this point is just so well attuned to, you overdid it and here's your consequence. So I've really learned over time how I need to take care of myself. And sometimes I can't prevent it. And when I had that week of just my days were going till 10 p.m., I can't prevent how long I need to sit in the chair. And I'm looking into getting a standing desk, and there's always something else that you can do. And granted, in a year or two, I will have 1 week like that ever, right? That's not the norm. But the point being that when life gets busy, you need to look at what your calendar is doing, because that's what your priorities are. That is what you're valuing. That is what you're choosing to either still do or not say no to. This is the time, if you are overwhelmed, if you are overbooked, if you're feeling stressed, that is optional. You can always say no to things. Nothing is mandatory. You can change how you do things. You have to pick you first. Many of my patients are ambitious women, and they are just doing a lot for the organizations that they work for. And while I think that's incredible and that's amazing, I'm always there to tell them, but we need to care about you first. And so in the midst of how these days look, we still need to find opportunities for you to nurture your body. Otherwise, you end up passing away early. You end up being the one that gets a heart attack. You end up being the one that suffers the consequences. That organization does not. Right? They're not a living, breathing entity. They are not a human. So we have to take care of you first. All right. I think that's enough preaching this. I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. That marks the end of today's episode, but if you're newer to the podcast, I want to tell you about something that we have, and it's a free podcast roadmap. So this is perfect for any of you that are listening where you want to be directed to very specific episodes. So let's say that you are just starting out and you want to know, what should I do right when I start on the medications? Or you're experiencing certain side effects on the GLP-1s, or you want to know what to do if you're in a plateau, or if emotional eating is taking over, or if hunger levels are high. So we have many different categories of episodes that we've talked about, because there's a lot at this point. So if you want to be able to navigate that very easily, we have it broken down by category and also the episodes that are there, and we hyperlink to everything. So you can just click on it and find the episode, easy peasy. If you want that, you can go to rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. We'll have it linked right here underneath the show notes where you're listening. And you can go ahead and get that free resource so that it makes it easy for you to navigate, because I know that it's really hard when someone has an established podcast. I am such a podcast fiend. I'm listening to podcasts all day long. And when I find one that I love, but there's a lot that are out there, I am so lost. So I hope that you enjoy this free podcast roadmap. Again, the link to get to that is going to be rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. I hope this is helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.